Hi friends, I'm teacher Luke and today I'm going to be taking a full Duolingo English practice test. This practice test will contain the new questions that were just added to the exam, namely interactive speaking and an update to interactive listening. So this practice test is the newest and latest updated version of the Duolingo English test. So if you're taking your exam soon, watch this video. It will be helpful for you to see the process. And of course, as I go through, I will share some tips and strategies as well. Okay, so the first question type you'll see on the exam is called read and select. It's the one where you have to decide whether a word is real or not. Like this one, you just click yes if it's real or no if it's not real. You'll get between 15 and 18 of these words. And a real English word like this one is a word which has a meaning attached to it. So major has a meaning, theoretically has a meaning, possible has no meaning. Even though it has the correct English spelling rules and pronunciation patterns, it has no meaning. So it's not real. Oh, I missed it. Efficiency. Only 5 seconds, so you got to act instinctively. Expansion, no. Advated, no. Barget, no. Teague, no. Okay, that last one? No. Port, no. Carefully, yes. Okay, that's the first question type. The second question type is called fill in the blanks. This one is also a vocabulary related question type. This one tests your vocabulary in context. You'll see a sentence and you've got to complete this missing word or the missing letters in just 20 seconds. Using the context to help you. So we have the word twins here. Identical twins is a collocation. Okay. I rush to hand in my assignment. So hand in is a phrasal verb. Some of these words might just be individual words. Some might be collocations. Some might be phrasal verbs like this. Okay, you can click continue or you can just let the timer run out. It's really your choice. If the timer runs out, your answer will still be submitted and it doesn't affect your score rate anyway. Slashing? Ooh, tricky. Aggressive slashing of prices. Okay, yeah, that's very colloquial actually. Slashing of prices. Exotically ornate. Lots of adverbs. Oh, sorry, lots of LYs. Some adverbs, some... Is adverb weekly? Maybe it is adverb. Yeah. Whoa, this is a tricky one. Bury the hatchet. This is a real idiom, this one is. To bury the hatchet means to kind of overcome a, forget about something that happened. Forget about something bad that happened and don't hold grudges. But that's very colloquial and idiomatic. Quite a tricky one, I guess. Okay, next up we have mixed language skills. For this section, you get two question types. One is listen and
There's
type.
a restaurant in the hotel.
Yeah, one is listen and type. This one here. Rest. Basically, it's dictation. You got to type out the words exactly as you hear them. Okay, this is a dictation question type. Type what you hear. You can listen 3 times. The first play comes automatically, so be prepared for that. And then you can listen again 2 more times, so 3 times in total, and you have 60 seconds. There is a restaurant in the hotel.
There's a restaurant in the hotel.
Okay, so this is interesting. There's
a restaurant in the hotel.
So this speaker said there's, not there is, even though I wrote there is first more naturally. I think both would be acceptable. But since the speaker said theirs, I'm going to write theirs as well. There's a restaurant in the hotel. Okay.
They constructed this project entirely with recycled metal.
They constructed this project entirely with recycled metal.
They constructed this project entirely with recycled metal.
This one is called Read and Complete. It's similar to fill in the blanks, but rather than just one sentence, you get a passage with quite a few words to complete. Okay, so some tips. Always read the title, the first and last sentences, because they are always complete and they'll give you context clues and vocabulary clues. Sometimes there's even repeated words in these which you can use. Okay, better 3 minutes, so I better hurry up. Very difficult. They require. Okay, so a challenging biology department. Okay, so it's going to be about school and difficulties. All their students to take multiple courses in the sciences. And I help the it's wrong. I hear. And I hear the grading is strict. Okay. All right, so we have the context here of a challenging biology department, but it could be, a challenging school or challenging assignment. These are is the key point here. So we have require their students to take multiple courses in the sciences, and I hear the grading is strict. So the context is there, right? All right. So once you've completed it all, take some time to read and make sure you didn't make any typos. I often make typos, so I need to check for that. Okay. All right. Okay. Looks good to me. Okay. You can click continue when you're done, or you can just wait for the clock to run out and take a little break. That's not a bad idea. Sometimes, this test is quite intense. So if you want to, you can use the remaining seconds just to kind of relax. You can close your eyes if you want to, but don't look away too much, right? Remember, you're not allowed to do this on the test. Try to keep your head focused, your face focused on your screen the whole time. But you can just take a break if you want to. Yeah, I'm going to click continue now.
When he stood up, he realized that his leg had fallen asleep.
All right, so
when he stood up, he realized that his leg had fallen asleep.
Okay, interesting one. Okay, so some key points here to note. This sentence needed a comma. When he stood up, comma, he realized that his leg had fallen asleep. Don't forget punctuation. Always put a capital letter at the start, commas if you need to, and your period or question mark at the end, depending on the type of sentence. Another thing, spelling. So I'm British, so in the UK we spell it like this. But this test is American, so I'm going to use American spelling, and most of my audience are more familiar with American spelling, but British spelling is allowed, but I'll do American. Because
Psychology teaches us that our behavior influences our beliefs. Psychology teaches us that our behavior influences our beliefs.
We've ascertained the truth. We've ascertained the truth.
Okay. Again, here, if you listen closely.
We've ascertained the truth.
Not we have ascertained the truth. It says we've. So because of that, I'm going to write we've. However, I'm pretty sure that if you wrote we have, it would be fine. I will double check that with Duolingo, the DET support team, but I'll leave it in the comments below or in the description, but I'm almost certain that would be okay. But better to write what you hear. I think that's just a safer way. All right, so this is another read and complete one. Again, read the title, read the first and final sentence. This will give you lots of clues, and maybe even some repeated words will appear in these gaps, in the incomplete words, I mean. Okay, so William Herschel's theories of stars. Okay, I really should have worn my glasses. It's all blurry. Okay, so yeah, let's get going. He also suggested that afterwards it would collapse into a ball of gas. Okay, so this is a kind of a good one. A ball of gas, kind of related to stars, right? Balls of gas. This is kind of an example of context, how context helps you to complete these gaps. So that's why it's so important to read this. And the first and last sentences too. From which new stars, okay, repeated word, stars would emerge. Okay, so yeah, again, use the context to help you. So we have stars here is one repeated word, just one example. Some of these words are kind of grammar words, also which, that, it. Others are content words like collapse or ball of gas or stars. So all types of vocabulary items will be in these passages. Okay, let me check that I didn't make any mistakes. Okay, I guess that's okay.
They liked swimming.
Okay, easy.
They liked swimming.
They liked swimming. I'm pretty sure it said liked.
They liked swimming.
I assume so. So they liked swimming. It wasn't very clear, but I'm pretty sure. That was a very easy one. Surprising.
We later realized that the window had been open the whole time.
Okay. We later realized that The window had been open the whole time. Okay, good. Also, again, in the UK, we would spell it like this with an S, but I'm going to use American because most of the people that watch my videos are more familiar with American spelling. Also, the DET is an American test. However, it is stated in the official guide that you can use British or American.
We later realized that the window had been open the whole time.
Okay.
The friends shared similar tastes in music.
I've been very lucky today with these ones. Very easy.
The friends shared similar tastes in music.
Okay. Yeah, but just to emphasize again, don't forget punctuation. Capital letter, full stop. Even with these easy ones, it's kind of an easy thing, I guess, for people to skip over. Do it properly. This is an English test at the end of the day, so punctuation is important. Okay, and yeah, here's another read and complete. A problematic resume. Okay, interesting. While you could have been a viable candidate, you lack the prerequisite dystocia. Okay, great. We suspect you may have fabricated completely their relationships with you. Okay, so who's there? We'll find out. So yeah, after you've read that, you can begin. Okay, look, right away. Repeated word. Resume. Okay, is somewhat overblown. Somewhat usually means a little bit, but I guess in this case it's being polite. So we strongly recommend that you dial back. Okay, so this is this be a phrasal verb or just a collocation or an idiom? Dial back, probably an idiom. To dial something back means to reduce, right? Reduce something. Usually in terms of like your exaggerations or something. Grandiose? Ooh. Is that right? Dial back the grandiose statements. I'm not sure if I spelled that right. Grandiose. I assume I've spelled that right, but I might be wrong. So if I'm wrong, write in the comments if I spelled grandiose wrong. Okay, on top of that, again, like an opening phrase here, on top of something. On top of that, your references are to illustrious. Okay, interesting. Illustrious means like, I don't know, someone's too much, right? Too good, too great. All right, interesting. Okay, so actually this one at first seemed like a very easy read and complete because it's quite short, but there are some big words here like grandiose and illustrious, and even this, dial back, quite was an idiom, so these are unknown to lots of English learners. So this would be actually maybe quite a tricky one. What do you think? In the comments, do you think this one was difficult or easy? Let me know. Write like a problematic resume and easy or difficult to tell me what you think.
I'd be willing to pay.
Okay.
I'd be willing to pay.
Yeah, I'd be willing to pay.
I'd be willing to pay.
Okay, cool. Again, this could be I would be willing to pay. That would be correct as well, but I'd again, generally the recommendation is to type in what you hear. So I heard I'd be. So I'll write I'd be, not I would be. Okay, so that was mixed language skills. Now we're moving on to interactive reading. On the practice test, you get this once. On the real test, you'll get this twice. So keep that in mind. The first question type for interactive reading is selecting the best option for each missing word. Very similar to read and complete, but you have options, so it makes it a bit easier, I guess. Okay, let's get started. Over the past 2 decades, yes, yeah, technological development has given way to a number of broad changes in communications and information technology. Yeah, there it is. Great. You can sometimes guess before you even click on the drop-down menu. These changes have fundamentally altered the way we connect with one another, with the natural world. Yeah. And something information. Okay, so let's check this. These changes have fundamentally altered the way we connect with one another, with the natural world and our information. Do we connect and... I'm not sure. It could be with and with information. And include information. I'm not sure, to be honest. This one could be... These changes have fundamentally altered the way we connect with one another, with the natural world, and with information. And I'm going to go with, but I'm not completely sure, to be honest. So we'll check it. Good thing about interactive reading, when we go to the next part, we can check our answers. Okay, so one of the most profound changes has been the rise of mobile computing, which has transformed how we communicate, access information, and consume media. Social media has arguably been the single most significant factor in encouraging and enabling these changes. Okay, great. I'm pretty confident with all except number 6, so I'm going to check this here now. Yeah, okay, so yeah, I was correct. Okay, but I wasn't sure. I was not sure. Okay, anyway, now, question 2 of interactive reading is that you read the same passage again if you want to, and you've been given the concluding part of the passage, and now our job is to select the best sentence to complete this part of the passage. Okay, so we've read this already, so I won't read it all again, but I will read the last sentence because this might help me. It might help me to connect this part and this part with the missing sentence. Okay, so social media has arguably been the single most significant factor in encouraging and enabling these changes. As we increasingly turn to our mobile devices for information and communication, it becomes vital to understand how these technologies impact our relationship with the natural world. Okay. So social media. As we increasingly turn. Okay, so. I'm not sure if it's this one or this one. Definitely not number 1. Definitely not number 3. So I'm going to go for number 4. Social media has arguably been the single most significant factor in encouraging and enabling these changes. Then an example of what social media is, and also has about an idea of mobile devices. Here it kind of introduces that idea, and then the last part of the passage is about mobile devices. So I'm going to go for that. A good thing is, well, we can check. So I might be wrong, but we can check. So let's find out. Yes, okay, here. So I was correct. So that's good news. Okay, now moving on to the third type of question, and it's called highlight the text. highlight the answer, essentially. So you get a question by here, and you have to read the text and highlight the correct answer. Only highlight what is necessary. Don't highlight too much, or don't highlight too little. Just highlight the correct answer. You do not need to highlight the whole sentence, for example, unless you have to, unless that is the answer. But mostly it's just a part of the sentence. So let's try it. So what time period is the article focused on? Is this time period? Over the past 2 decades. So I'm just going to highlight this. The past 2 decades. That's the time period. So the last 20 years, right? Again, you do not need to highlight the whole sentence. Just highlight what's necessary. Okay, this is how to do it correctly and how to maximize your points. Okay, you get 2 of these highlight questions. So what is the most important factor in encouraging and enabling changes in communication? One of the most profound changes has been the rise of mobile. This is the correct answer. The rise of mobile computing. Okay, so how do you figure out this? Well, you look for synonyms. Okay, so most important factor, most profound changes. I guess that's kind of the connection there. Interesting. Actually, maybe not. Saying that, I just read this, but social media has arguably been the single most significant factor. I was wrong. Social media is the most important factor. So most significant factor. What's a synonym for important? It's significant. Okay, so social media is the correct answer. Okay, now I better hurry up. We've only got 1 minute. What's the main idea? This is the fourth question. What's the main idea? So you don't need to read this again. You've already read it. I better hurry up. Yeah, so the rise of mobile computing is the only one here which stands out to me. So I'm going to click continue. And then here, the last question is to choose the best title. Again, you've already read this. You do not need to read it again unless you need to. But yeah, of course, it's number 1, the growth of mobile computing. Okay, all right, so that's it. Remember, you'll get 2 interactive readings on the real test, also 2 interactive listenings as well. On the practice test, you just get 1 each. I think. I'll double check this one for you.
You and your friend are discussing options for fields of study. You are both interested in biology. Your friend is still undecided, and you're thinking about getting 2 degrees.
All right, so this is the update to interactive listening. You listen to the scenario, and then you answer 3 to 4 questions. You can listen as many times as you want to, so that's important. And it mostly follows these questions in order. Not always, but it mostly does. So you can listen as many times as you want to and fill out these gaps. But don't forget this timer. This is for the whole interactive listening, not just for this part. 9 questions, you see. Okay, so keep that in mind. So we better speed up now. I'm going to listen one more time because I wasn't really listening properly.
You and your friend are discussing options for fields of study. You are both interested in biology. Your friend is still undecided, and you're thinking about getting 2 degrees.
Both have an interest in biology. Why might the friend be? They might be interested because, I don't know.
You and your friend are discussing options for fields of study. You are both interested in biology. Your friend is still undecided, and you're thinking about getting 2 degrees.
Okay, I'm considering getting 2 degrees. Okay, why might your friend be interested in? They might. Oh, because they are undecided. That's the answer. Okay. Yeah, pretty tricky, to be honest. You can listen as many times as you want to. That's useful, but it is a bit tricky. Another important thing is that this scenario really helps you with the next part. So you have to understand this well. Like the rest of the conversation will be based around this scenario. Also, one more thing. Look here. I'm. It's always I'm. Is the active voice. So I am doing something. We are talking about something. It's like you're having a conversation with someone.
Hey, I've been thinking about what I want to study for my degree.
Okay, so based on the scenario, we can answer this. Okay, so, hey, I've been thinking about the study for my degree. That's really? What do you think? I'm not sure. Yeah, I know. Really? What are you thinking of studying? Good. You can only listen to this one time as well, so keep that in mind.
I'm not sure yet. I'm considering biology or chemistry.
Okay, so remember, you can't listen again, so you've got to be very careful with this. Okay, that's great. I'm considering 2 degrees in Swedish studies and linguistics. No. Remember the scenario. I'm, in this case, I am interested in biology. Yeah, okay, so great. So both are good choices. I'm considering studying biology too. Remember the context. The scenario is so important.
Yeah, I thought about that, but I'm not sure if I want to do just biology.
Okay. And you would get to study 2 things. Okay. Oh, okay. So remember, in the scenario, it said that I'm also thinking of studying 2 things, right? So have you considered again 2 degrees? 2 degrees. That's what I'm thinking about doing. I'm going to go for this one. Yeah, because of the context, right? The scenario really plays a big factor in how you answer these questions.
Yeah, that's a possibility. But then it would take me even longer to graduate, and I'm not sure if I want to be in school for that long.
Okay, so, yeah. I think it's this one. Yeah, I think it's this one. So, yeah, that's true. But if you love both subjects, then it might be worth it. Worth it means worth staying in school for longer than you want to.
Yeah, that's true. I think I'm just going to stick with biology for now and see how things go. If I change my mind later on, then I can always specialize in something else.
Okay. Okay, cool. So, all right, that sounds like a good plan. Thanks for taking a look at my application. No. That sounds like a good plan. Let me know if you decide to do something different. Could be. Yeah, maybe, but seriously. No. All right, thanks. Let's go together. I'm going to go for this one. Yeah, the others just don't seem natural to me, like a natural response to what she said. Yes, I was correct. Ooh, wasn't sure. Okay, so now look here. I got 2 minutes left. That's great because when I click continue, I have to immediately write a summary of this conversation in just 75 seconds. So what's important I do now is to read everything one more time so I can, refresh my memory. So when I write my summary, I can have, I can remember what was discussed. So it's very important now to read it. So even the scenario. Oh, I can even listen.
You and your friend are discussing options for fields of study. You are both interested in biology.
Okay, something like that. Okay, so, hey, I've been thinking about what to study for degree. What are you thinking? I'm not sure yet. Considering biology or chemistry. Both good choices. Biology too. Okay, so I'm going to say something like, I had a conversation with my friend about what to study for her degree. She suggested studying biology and chemistry, and I said that that's what I'm thinking of doing too. She was a bit concerned that it would take too long to get 2 degrees, but I suggested that it might be worth it. In the end, she said she was going to stick with biology and see how things go. Okay, something like that. degree. She wants to study. She was thinking about pursuing 2 degrees, but was worried that it might take too long. That she with it. Oh no. Oh, I didn't finish. One letter. Okay, so 75 seconds goes super fast. Maybe I wrote too much then. It would be better to write one less sentence and, yeah, complete it and double check the spelling and everything. So I think I was too ambitious for that one. Okay, good lesson for you guys. And when I take the official test again, I won't make that mistake. All right, so next up, section 6 now, writing. Okay, this is good. For this one, we get 2 tasks. Yeah, the first one is write about a photo where you've got to describe this in 1 minute. So you better hurry up. This is a photo of a girl feeding a tiny white and brown. Is that a puppy or a cat? It's a puppy, isn't it? Puppy on the street. What's she up to? She is giving the puppy, I'm gonna go cute puppy, food with, oh my god, typing, with her hands. There is a bench with green flowers directly behind her. Okay, so I got some. This is a photo of a girl feeding a tiny white and brown puppy on the street. She's giving a cute puppy food with her hands. Oh, that 1 minute goes so fast. Okay, so that's how you do that one, though. It's a good idea to think about the structure because you only have 60 seconds. I recommend general summary, talk about the actions, and describe the locations. I teach that in my VIP program. If you're interested in joining that with 500 plus students who I teach weekly, head over to vip.detready.com or click the link somewhere down here. Next one is interactive writing. Okay, so for interactive writing, you have to answer one question below for 5 minutes. There's no minimum time anymore, so you just, for maximum, it's 5 minutes. Then when you're ready, you click continue, or you wait for the 5 minutes to be up, and then you have to write a follow-up response. Yeah, so let's get started. Many people visit museums from... Okay. My opinion. Okay, section 7 is all about speaking, and this one should contain the new interactive speaking, so you'll see how I approach and answer that new question type. The first one, though, is speak about the photo, where you have 90 seconds to describe it. Yeah, I have some preparation time, which is good. Are they singing? Okay, let's go for it. This photo shows a group of women singing a song under a red tent. One of the women is holding a white paper. I presume this paper has the song lyrics on it, and the others are looking over her shoulder to also read the lyrics on the sheet of paper. They are all sitting next to each other, almost in a row, probably on a circular table, and there is one gentleman to the right of the photo who is also looking at the sheet of paper, but he is in the distance and probably can't see the paper that clearly. These women are sat under a red tent, which does not have any solid walls. It looks like they are sitting at a brown table and all sitting together. There's no one in the background of the photo, so it looks like it is just this group of people, together, enjoying their time together and singing a song. They are also drinking water. As you can see on the table, there are 3 water flasks. One of them is pink and 2 of them are clear, and they are directly in front of the women. 2 of the women are wearing glasses, and the woman closest to us is not. I could do a lot better for that one. Okay, so now we have the read then speak, where you have to speak about this topic for 90 seconds. So this question is, explain the importance of rules in the workplace. Okay, interesting. How do rules keep everyone safe? How do rules... Okay. Yes, I think that having a clear set of rules in any workplace is really important, especially for junior members of the workplace and perhaps for female members, even more so than male members. Moving on to the first question then, how do rules keep everyone safe? Well, they set clear boundaries. They clearly state what is appropriate or inappropriate, what is allowed or not allowed inside of your workplace. For example, when I worked at a university, it was quite clear in the manual I was provided that as a teacher, I was not allowed to interact with my students socially outside of the classroom. It could have, I could meet my students as in a planned way, but I was not allowed to meet up with my students and have friendships with these students outside of my university. And I accepted that. I agreed with that rule, and I followed it carefully. So I think rules like that keep everyone safe. They keep in my case, the teachers safe, but also the students. How to enforce these rules? Well, there needs to be someone in charge, usually an admin member or someone from the HR department. They are there to enforce these rules and establish professional standards. Okay, now moving on to interactive speaking, where I'm going to have a conversation with this gentleman. I'm going to listen to 6 questions and I have 35 seconds to answer.
I'd like to ask you a few questions about opportunities. Can you tell me about an opportunity you wish you had now?
Don't forget, you got to click record to begin your answer. Okay, I wish I had the opportunity to study abroad again. This was something I did when I was 19 years old, and it was a fantastic moment in my life. I wish I had that chance again. Unfortunately, I do not have that chance as I am a father and I don't go to university or school anymore. But if, that's an opportunity I wish I could have again.
Okay, I have another question. How can taking risks lead to new opportunities?
taking risks essential to to take in opportunities and making the most of the opportunities presented to you. For example, like I mentioned earlier, I studied abroad when I was younger, and that was a risk. I remember the professor came into my college and just said, if anyone wants to go to Germany to study abroad for a semester, raise your hand right now. And I did, and I was actually the only one in my whole class that did that. So that was a risk, and that led to an amazing opportunity for me to study abroad.
I see. I have another question. How can networking with others influence the opportunities people receive?
Networking is one of the best ways to get more opportunities in life. There's a saying that goes, it's not what you know, it's who you know, and that is unbelievably true. Networking, making friends, having contacts will just give you so many opportunities in life because people will present them to you. The more people you know, the more chance there is that someone will present an opportunity to you. So yes, networking is essential.
Thanks for discussing opportunities with me. Now I'd like to change topics and ask you a few questions about completing projects. Describe a goal you have for next year.
Okay, so for next year, I want to write my first proper Duolingo English Test textbook. Actually, it's for this year, but that's my goal. I want to complete this textbook, which I can provide to all of my students, the people watching this video right now, which will help them to study. Right now, I generally focus on video content, but a lot of people prefer to learn through reading, so that's why I want to write a textbook.
Thanks. I have another question. Explain how someone should prioritize tasks when working on long-term projects.
This is something I struggle with, but I've heard that it's better to break up a large long-term project into smaller chunks or into smaller projects. And then at the end, you can combine the projects together to complete the larger long-term project. That's one technique I've heard, and I've started trying that, and it does help, of course, because you are less likely to procrastinate if the project is smaller and easier to complete.
Thanks. Let me ask you another question. Explain how to prepare for unexpected challenges when completing a project.
So it's quite difficult to prepare for unexpected challenges. Simply, the nature is that they are unexpected. So how do you prepare for something that's unexpected? I guess the way to overcome an unexpected issue is just to be flexible and not get too worried if something goes wrong. Actually, I think I'm quite good at that. Personally, if something goes wrong or I make a mistake, I don't worry too much about it. I'm quite good at just moving on, trying to forget about it and to do better next time. So that's what I think.
Thanks for talking about completing projects with me. Have a nice day.
You too. Okay, the last part of the Duolingo English test is the writing and speaking sample. You get one of these each. Writing is 5 minutes and speaking is up to 3 minutes. 3 minutes is very long for speaking, so between 90 seconds and 3 minutes is what I recommend. Okay, this is writing. Describe something you wear every day because it's special to you. For example, a ring or a watch. What does it look like? Why is it special? Okay. Another thing you should know about these samples is that the universities that you apply to will be able to see them, both your writing and your speaking. So that adds a bit more pressure. Okay. There is only one thing that I wear every day, and that is my wedding ring. ring? I'm wondering. I'm joking. Oh, sweet. Okay. Okay, next one is the speak-in sample. Yeah, this one you have to speak for up to 3 minutes. You do not need to speak for the whole 3 minutes, but I recommend you speak for over 90 seconds if you can. So, what is the name of book that's impossible? What's it about? Okay, interesting. What should I do? Okay, I got a good one. Yeah, okay, so the book that has influenced me most in my life is a book called Surely You're Joking, Mr. Feynman. And it's kind of a biography or a set of stories written by Richard Feynman, who is or was a famous physicist. He has passed away now. So the book is a collection of stories of his life, from his childhood all the way up to later on in his life as an old man. And I don't know, something about this book which really resonated with me. I think I'm in a way similar to him. I'm nowhere near as intelligent or creative, but I think I'm quite an outsider in lots of aspects of life, and so is he. He viewed the world quite differently, and I believe so do I. So that's a book that has influenced me the most. For example, there's one part which really resonated with me, and it's early on in the book, and it's a chapter about how Richard, as a child, was asked to fix a radio for his neighbor, for his parents' friend, and he did it not by using tools or banging it. He did it by thinking and reading the manuals. And at the time, the adults were quite perplexed. Like, they were thinking, what is this boy doing? Why is he not trying to fix it? Why is he just thinking or reading a manual? And that's something that I remember happened to me as well. When I was young, we had our first computer, and my dad broke it and asked me to try to fix it. And rather than just playing around and pressing buttons or turning it on and off, I looked up how to fix the issue, and I was able to fix it. And I remember my dad telling me at the time, like, what are you doing? Just try something. But instead, I was much more focused on figuring out the problem and thinking for myself before attempting to, fix the issue. So that's a book that has influenced me a lot. He's also a really interesting character. He won a Nobel Prize, and he had a very unique perspective on life, and that really helped me a lot. Okay, so this is my estimated score. Got between 145 and 160, so that's great. 160 is, of course, the max score. 145 is a very good score. Very happy with that. This test was the newest and latest version of the Duolingo English Test. What do you think? Was it easy for you? Was it challenging? Write your answer down here. And if you are still watching, leave a heart emoji in the comments, because it'll show me that you've watched this video all the way to the end. Okay, I am pretty tired, so I'm going to go. If you want to study more, watch this video up here. This will help you with the speaking question, the new interactive speaking. It's a good video. It'll give you a technique you can use to answer the questions. Okay, I'll see you here right now.